A.2.1. What is the essence of anarchism? As we have seen, anarchy implies without rulers or without hierarchical authority. Anarchists are not against authorities in the sense of experts who are particularly knowledgeable, skillful, or wise, though they believe that such authorities should have no power to force others to follow their recommendations. See section B1 for more on this distinction. In a nutshell, then, anarchism is anti-authoritarianism. Anarchists are anti-authoritarians because they believe that no human being should dominate another. Anarchists, in L. Susan Brown's words, open quote, believe in the inherent dignity and worth of the human individual, end quote. Domination is inherently degrading and demeaning, since it submerges the will and judgment of the dominated to the will and judgment of the dominators, thus destroying the dignity and self-respect that comes only from personal autonomy. Moreover, domination makes possible and generally leads to exploitation, which is the root of inequality, poverty, and social breakdown. In other words, then, the essence of anarchism, to express it positively, is free cooperation between equals to maximize their liberty and individuality. Cooperation between equals is the key to anti-authoritarianism. By cooperation, we can develop and protect our own intrinsic value as unique individuals, as well as enriching our lives in liberty for, open quote, no individual can recognize his own humanity and consequently realize it in his lifetime, if not by recognizing it in others and cooperating in its realization for others. My freedom is the freedom of all, since I'm not truly free in thought and in fact, except when my freedom and my rights are confirmed and approved in the freedom and rights of all men and women who are my equals, end quote. While being anti-authoritarians, anarchists recognize that human beings have a social nature and that they mutually influence each other. We cannot escape the authority of this mutual influence because, as Bakunin reminds us, open quote, the abolition of this mutual influence would be death. And when we advocate the freedom of the masses, we are by no means suggesting the abolition of any of the natural influences that individuals or group of individuals exert on them. What we want is the abolition of influences which are artificial, privileged, legal, official, end quote. In other words, those influences which stem from hierarchical authority. This is because hierarchical systems like capitalism deny liberty and, as a result, people's, open quote, mental, moral, intellectual, and physical qualities are dwarfed, stunted, and crushed, end quote. See section B1 for more details. Thus, one of, open quote, the grand truths of anarchism is that to be really free is to allow each one to live their lives in their own way as long as each allows all to do the same. This is why anarchists fight for a better society, for a society which respects individuals and their freedom. Under capitalism, everything is upon the market for sale. All is merchandise and commerce, but there are certain things that are priceless. Among these are life, liberty, and happiness, and these are things which the society of the future, the free society, will guarantee to all. Anarchists, as a result, seek to make people aware of their dignity, individuality, and liberty, and to encourage the spirit of revolt, resistance, and solidarity in those subject to authority. This gets us denounced by the powerful as being breakers of the peace, but anarchists consider the struggle for freedom as infinitely better than the peace of slavery. Anarchists, as a result of our ideals, believe in peace at any price, except at the price of liberty. But this precious gift the wealth producers already seem to have lost. Life they have, but what is life worth when it lacks those elements which make for enjoyment? End quote. So, in a nutshell, anarchists seek a society in which people interact in ways which enhance the liberty of all, rather than crush the liberty and so potential of the many for the benefit of a few. Anarchists do not want to give others power over themselves, the power to tell them what to do under the threat of punishment if they do not obey. Perhaps non-anarchists, rather than being puzzled by why anarchists are anarchists, would be better off asking what it says about themselves that they feel this attitude needs any sort of explanation.